Joined now by Saints' longtime offensive coordinator, Pete Carmichael. Pete, I don't think Derek Carr could have looked more smooth in that one drive in the Saints' first preseason game. Is that kind of what you were hoping for and imagining with Derek Carr in this new offense?
I would say, yeah, it's definitely, we kind of had hoped to go out there and maybe, get an extended drive, get those guys a certain amount of plays, and then, depending on how that drive went, see if we sent them back out there or, finished with that drive. So it was nice to finish in the end zone. And really, when you just talk about Derek, real efficient. I love the tempo, getting, to the line of scrimmage, getting the cadence going, and I thought that he really executed well because there's, not every call the first guy's open, and you saw him have an opportunity to progress through some of his reads and make some really good decisions, some good throws.
I know the preseason too is all about kind of figuring out some hiccups and things like that with the communication. Was the communication between you and him pretty smooth over the headset?
Yeah, I think it was. Even really just talking throughout the whole game, I felt it was pretty good. I think as it got a little bit later in the game, we just had a few that come with the territory, just as that's what the preseason's for.
Yeah. When you were envisioning Carr in the offseason, knowing you guys would kind of acquire him once that deal did go through, were you looking forward to just bringing back the explosiveness of this offense that it was maybe when Drew Brees was here?
I think there was, I would say that there was a lot of dialogue, leading up to that, kind of his vision, our vision, how we really felt like it was a great fit, and we were fortunate to get him and then have all that communication that had happened and then afterwards and really putting this thing together with not only Derek and myself but the whole coaching staff.
That's actually what I was going to ask you next, was the vision that Derek had when he wanted to come to New Orleans and what you were envisioning. Were you guys on the same page with that right off the bat, or did it kind of groom and work to get through that?
I think there was a lot of concepts that you saw him running that we felt very comfortable that are part of what we do, and when you see him out there executing those concepts and those plays, there's a lot of confidence that builds up inside of you. And again, when he got here, there was also some things that we're doing that are his ideas as well. So it's just a matter of going through, finishing up through the preseason and continuing to work those and get to the season. By then, hopefully, we kind of know where we're at.
I know you've worked with several quarterbacks up to this point, but when you were first meeting with Derek Carr at dinner, when it was kind of the first kind of introduction, you guys got to talk about the offense, was there anything that stood out in that conversation that Derek said?
Well, I think it was, it became it was a conversation a lot about football, and but it was just everything about a program and the culture here, and so there was a lot of discussion. But obviously, it was a great visit, and came away from that dinner feeling really good.
We saw a lot of motion in the first preseason game. Should we expect to see more of that this season? We know Alvin Kamara has talked about it, trying to get more involved in that. Is that kind of how you're picturing this offense this season?
Yeah, I would say that without giving any. I mean, those are some things that, that as long as we're getting the play in early and having an opportunity to do that, I think that as long as it fits, those are things that we'll continue to build on, yes.
As the play caller, when you have Michael Thomas and Alvin Kamara and a lot of these guys healthy and just Jawan Johnson, all the numbers around them, does it get you excited as the play caller about how creative you can get when you have Derek Carr at quarterback?
Yeah, I think that, for us, we feel good about putting those guys on the field, putting them in the right situations where we think, putting them in the spots where they can be successful. I think, Derek having the opportunity at times to get us in the right place, type of those things, and knowing where the ball is going to go. And so really, we still have some preseason work, still got to get out work out some of the details and the kinks that are still existing. And so, by the time we get to the season, I think we'll feel pretty good with where we're at.
Yeah, you guys head to California next. As we know, these joint practices are huge as far as getting to see more of the ones. Based on what you saw in the first preseason game and what you've seen in training camp, what are maybe some of the things you're going to be looking for as far as benchmarks for this offense to hit in California?
Well, I think we're getting an opportunity to go against a great defense, a team that might have a little bit of a different scheme than what you've been practicing against. So I think all those things are so valuable. And I think that it's going out there and it's really just, us executing our offense. And so I think that, this is just really a great opportunity for this team.